Alright guys, it's your boy Swamp Guru. We're gonna do a little crab ball. Yesterday I went out, caught about 3 dozen crabs, and I'm gonna link the video with me catching the crabs and all of that. But we're just gonna go step by step, do a little crab ball. Fresh crabs. I caught them yesterday, but I put them on ice. Had to work all day today, so I'm getting back in, and we're gonna go ahead and get that started. So I'll give you a quick little what we got going on right here. We got some beautiful blue crabs. Caught fresh yesterday, had them on ice all overnight. We got the pot getting right over here. We start out with fresh water, and you see we're almost at a boil. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get the cut and the extras, the fixings, and we're gonna get that set up right here. So y'all just bear with me. I'll show you step by step, and get this camera right here. There we go. So we got some fresh lemons right here. We're gonna cut that up. Some sausage, turkey sausage, be on the healthy side. Some mushroom, some champignons, and some little red potatoes. We're gonna go ahead and, because it takes about the same amount of time to cook everything. Now, if you were doing something like shrimp or crawfish, it only takes about 1.5 to 2 minutes of boiling, where it would take longer to cook the potatoes. We're gonna, with the blue crabs, I do everything pretty close to 20 minutes. And got the lemons. Since it's only about 3 dozen, I'm gonna do about four lemons. I'll pick the bigger ones. What I do is I just cut them right down the middle. Not perfect. I've seen mostly everybody I know actually cuts up the sausage, but I find they dry out real fast. So I leave mine pretty much whole if I don't break them like I just did. Mushrooms take about 3 to 4 minutes. I'm gonna put this in last. All right, we're gonna go ahead and work on our way over to the pot. Once again, we'll leave the mushrooms right here. All right, hang on one second. All right, we're back at the pot, and basically just a straight dump. These little seasoning bags, it's kind of the old school method. My grandfather used to use this, and you can leave them in a bag, but I don't. I just open it up. It gets it out there a little bit more. The bag does tend to be more biodegradable. It does melt, but I don't want that in my food. So we're gonna dump that in there. We got the Zatarain's seafood boil. I'm gonna go with the whole bottle. Some of the main ingredients is just it's like a Old Bay or a bay leaf abstract, a little cayenne pepper, but it's definitely got a little kick to it. I might start sneezing or coughing just because of the actual seasonings. Right here we're at the Pro Ball, made by Zatarain's. I got a whole canister here. I'm gonna go with about half now. pretty large crabs, so I may have to use the rest of it towards the end. So here's the whole big tray of stuff I cut up earlier. Little red potatoes. Let me give you a look, see what's going on in the pot right here. All right, just working with a new tripod, trying to figure out things that's swinging around. So we had a decent boil. I can go ahead and add the crabs in now. All right, here we go. At this point, we want to make sure all the crabs are submerged. Now, on a typical boil, we usually boil it about 100 times this much. As much as filling up the pot all the way with water and doing like several boils. But it's just me and my dad. And yesterday when I was out fishing, within an hour I caught these crabs, and I knew I didn't need any more. And well, let's see, we're gonna eat pretty good with just 2 people. I'll get back with you in just a second when we get ready to pull them out. So these are the actual nets we use. You put them out, the little buoys you see on the top of the nets float up. I usually go in about 12 to 20 feet of water. Once again, this is just kind of a conventional way. Growing up the way we live, we generally, in a commercial fishing industry, was generally, my whole family, we put out between 150 to 1,000 traps. And we sell mainly at the market. And what we do is we generally, at times we'll keep some for ourselves, but this is just something because I'm a professional tour guide. I'm not into the commercial fishing industry. It took a lot for me to drop my pride to get these little nets, but hey, it gets food on the table. We'll go ahead and open it back up again when we start to get the crabs out. All right, so at this point we've been boiling for minutes. Go ahead and check that out. Smelling good. I forgot to add one of my main ingredients, garlic, right there. And we're gonna do some eggs. Be back in a minute. At the 10-minute mark, here goes the champignons, good old mushrooms. Now at this point, you can put anything in there. Ham, you can put cauliflower, corn, and whatever you want. But corn is usually the last thing you put in. We don't eat a whole lot of corn down here, but anything you want, meat-wise. They got sausage, we're getting at that point where we got about 3 minutes left. You can add your crawfish in at this point, or shrimp, because of the 3-minute time frame on those. So basically, once you get it going, you can put anything you want in it. But see you in a minute when we get ready to take them out. All right, so I'm getting ahead of myself, and one thing I failed to mention is I'm gonna shut the fire off, and they got to soak for a little while. So we're gonna go ahead and shut the fire off. I'm gonna give you a little peek at what's going on right here. Tell you what, we're gonna get the paddle here and get some of these champignons under the water here. They're gonna absorb all of that seasoning. You can't be no candy ass when you eat these champignons, because they're gonna get all of the seasoning, like a cauliflower or broccoli, whatever you want to put in there. Once they soak it all in, all right. You're about to hear it go silent here in a second. Alright, they're going to go ahead and soak for about 20 minutes. See how they're floating? Eventually they're going to sink. Once they sink, they get all of the seasoning. See you then. Alright guys, almost time to pull them. So this is the tattletale. It's going to let me know if I did a good job or not. The champignon. So good. Got a good kick from the cayenne pepper. Oh man, they're ready. Absolutely ready. Y'all ready to see something amazing? If you had a party, the second that pot stopped, everybody gets quiet. They're waiting to hear this. Sound of that water draining. There's another smell that hit the party. But this is the noise right here. I'm gonna switch it around. Alright. Everybody's waiting on this sound right here. Look at that garlic right there. Look, we got an egg. Look at that. Ooh, it's hot. Tell you what, the garlic's good, but your co-workers ain't gonna like it the next day. I guarantee, especially hot in Louisiana when it's sweating like that. Yeah, you don't want to miss nothing. That little piece of garlic right there. Oh man, so good. Oh, we got a leftover piece of bait, a chicken neck. Oh, that's a piece of a fish. Yeah, piece of a fish head they got left behind. That's just all flavor. Another piece of garlic right here. Look at that. Man, that's got some flavor. Got a potato hanging out back here. Uh-oh, a mushroom didn't make it. I'm gonna show y'all what we do here in South Louisiana. We don't waste nothing. aka mushroom. Alright, see that? I'm gonna put it back in that water. Now it's clean. Look at that. I'm gonna give that one to my daddy. Alright. Another garlic. Piece of the eat. Time to get the grub on. See y'all at the table. Alright. Here they are. Ready to go. It is a good idea to put all the crabs, the shell down, just like that. All of the juice drains into the shell. And when you're ready to eat them, you turn it over and all of the juice goes in the meat. So try to put them all upside down. Now that's a male crab right here. Look at this big one. That's another male crab. That's the female crab. You can keep these as long as they're not showing eggs. The eggs would be right in that area right there. Alright, time to eat. Alright guys, Swamp Guru Lou. I didn't forget y'all. I want to show you how we open up the crabs over here and eat them. Alright guys, first off, we get a nice big crab. We'll start off by popping the claws off. And down in Louisiana, anytime we find a little port, there's fantastic juices from the seasoning inside the crab. Once again, we leave them upside down. When you turn them over, all of the juice that stays in here drains down into the meat right before you're ready to eat it. But first, every one of these legs, they have a little bit of meat in it, and you eat that out. Go through every one of them. Hang in there with me. I'm sure y'all probably seen people open crabs, or if you ever looked it up before, they use a knife and or the scissors and they cut everything. You're missing out on. Oh, lost that one. Every now and then you get a peeling. Now here's the part right here where if you had a knife, a lot of people say you got to dig out this part right here, which is where the male gender is. Myself, I take my index finger and put it on the biggest part right here, and it's just a little bit of leverage and you can open it up. There you have it. You can go right to cleaning this part off right away. I like to, every part of this shell has a place that's gonna crack. I'm gonna go to my favorite part first, because right here you see something missing. Well, it's right here, this part. And look at the meat in there. So you can just remove that. You can have it at that. And all you do, you apply force. You see how it's ready to break, and then push out. And you have the same meat on this side. See, these crabs are actually designed to break by every little line. And this is where I generally clean up all of this part. So right here, there's a bone going across right there. So you take your thumb, you break it, and then the other thumb, if you're holding it like that, you peel the top of it off. Once you got all of that off, apply pressure with the thumb into this area right here. Once you squeeze it, you're going to want to roll that out. You can clean this up a little bit, and there you have it. This is the lump part of the crab meat. Solid meat. That's what it looks like when you get all the meat out. Of course, at any point you don't get crabs to peel like this because somebody cooked them wrong, too long, or not long enough. This part right here is kind of all two pieces right here, and this is the other side right here. So if you just take this, once again, all these ports where the legs were has flavor and juice in it, so you squeeze it, and then once you do that, it breaks all of the braces right in there, and you're gonna open that up. So I'm gonna set the meaty part down. This is the area we call the bones. There's gonna be a knuckle right there. It's all bones. There's gonna be a little sharp piece right. Wait, where we at? There we go. Right there. Break that off. And all of this meat right here, you just squeeze that up, and you have it. You can just grab it with your fingers. A little bony. Still squeeze it as you work your way down into that same piece. Now the other piece right here is real meaty, and this is why I leave the knuckles still on it, because each one, as I break it, full of meat. There you have it. These two right here you can pretty much break on its own, all meat. If you got anything left, just push it out with your fingers. You thought that was it? We got the other half here. Same thing. Clean all of this off. That knuckle right here. Break it. There's some meat right here. I don't know if you remember that little bone I was telling you all about. It's right there. Right there. So take that, and it breaks easy, and you lift it off. Once again, that biggest knuckle right here, squeeze it, grab it, and roll it out. And look at all that meat. Still got some in there. See, some people take a knife and they cut into it. That makes sense, but if you're like me, I like to get all the juice out of these little ports right in here. You're breaking that off. Once again, we're back into that bony part right here. It's sweating. Down in Louisiana, it's nighttime and it's still about 90 degrees. The humidity is unbelievable. And there's that bony part. Watch, we're gonna squeeze it. See all that meat? You can just grab it with your hand, or this is what I do. Go ahead and If you got teeth, you can use them. Makes it a little bit easier. If you don't have teeth, gums work too. Absolutely. Once again, that's the meaty part right in here. That first one, look at that. All meat. I don't use a knife. That's just for proper people. Down here, you notice I got crab stuck all over my beard. Now this one didn't come out all the way, but we still got one on this side. So we're gonna remove that. Keep doing that. Yeah, no more meat. And this one, it stayed in. Once it's in there, just take a finger and push it out. There you go. And that's it. I'm gonna get set up. I'm gonna show you how we do the claws. It's very easy. Hey guys. Wow. Bet you thought I forgot about the garlic, huh? When you cut the top of the garlic off, you press on it like that. It just comes right out. There it is. I said my co-workers ain't gonna like me tomorrow. So over here we use a butter knife. Some people, even local restaurants, use pecan crackers. But if you take the red side right here, turn it upside down, get the white side right here. All it's gonna take is 1, 2. Look at that. Let's see if it's gonna come out all together. Well, of course it didn't, but still a good piece of meat. And this is why we use the butter knife. How about that? And that was it would be a chicken wing, that would be the flat. This is the drumstick right here. And of course you got some juice in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Now you could dress this up a little bit, especially the way I crack them. It's got a little spot right there if you break it. And very carefully break that off. So you got all of the meat exposed down the hatch. Oh, it broke. Wait. There you go. We still got meat on this end. We have a little piece left. So all blue crabs come with 2 claws. I'll just get right into that one. Oh, I need another piece of garlic. Let's go with this big one right here. Look at that. Man. So good. Look at that. Now this one, left the other piece in the shell. It's supposed to look like this. That was a skinny crab. But if you got a butter knife, you can get it. Oh, that's how skinny it is. It's broken already. And this piece, so the meat's supposed to come all the way out here, but it's actually so skinny that the meat broke off real early. That's it. That was my tutorial on how we open and eat Louisiana blue crab. Down here we boil them, we don't steam them. I'll try it, but you can't beat this. Thank y'all. Like and subscribe. And if you want to see more content, I'm born and raised in a bayou. We hunt, fish, trap for a living. We go get our own food. Basically a lifestyle that's pretty harsh and methods. Some of my videos you're going to see me using live little fish, catching big fish. You're going to see me in areas where only alligators hang out in. I'm an alligator expert, so I'm just getting started on YouTube. And if you don't mind, give me a like and a share. And of course, hit the little red button. And hey! See y'all next time.